What is going on, everybody on YouTube? Steve again with Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com, coming back to you with another video. In today's video, I want to switch things up a little bit and talk about 5 methods that you could go about making passive income online. And if you're not sure what passive income is, let me give a comparison. So pretty much there's active income and passive income. When it comes to active income, you actually have to be actively working every single time to make the money theoretically. So for example, let's talk about eBay. So if you want to be making money on a consistent basis with eBay, you're going to have to be constantly going out and sourcing products. You're going to have to be listing on a daily basis. You're going to have to be shipping on a daily basis. You're going to have to be active. You're going to have to be there to actually make the money. You can't really walk away from the game for a month or two and keep making income, without being there, because someone's going to have to ship the item. Someone's going to have to deal with customer service. So that's an example of active income. Now, on the other side of the coin, let's talk about passive income. Passive income is pretty much doing something once. Maybe you create a product or you create a website or a video. I'll get more in depth into that in a minute, but you create something once and you can get paid over and over and over again. And I'm not here to say that that's easy, but that's pretty much the idea behind passive income. You do the work once and you can constantly get paid for years to come. So with that being said, let's get into 5 ways that you can start making passive income. And I'm sure if you're watching my video, you're probably selling already on eBay and Amazon. So I'm sure you're interested in making some more money. And, I just want to give you some ideas to think about if you want to, start getting into different adventures and putting a few more dollars in your pocket. So I don't claim to be an expert in all these areas. I'm just here to relay some of this information over to get you guys thinking. So with that being said, let's dive into today's video. First form of passive income I want to talk about is something that I'm sure you're real familiar with, and that's YouTube. And a lot of people, they say you can't make money on YouTube, you only get paid a penny per click, and it's really not true. It really depends on the type of content you're delivering, and there's a lot more ways to make money off of YouTube than just the average Google AdSense program. And if you're wondering how people get paid, it's through Google AdSense, pretty much based on, you don't get paid per view, you actually get paid per click. So when people click on those little advertisements on the sidebar or the advertisements that roll during the stream of the actual content, that's how the content creators get paid. And it's not much. It's anywhere between usually 5 to 10 cents per click. And, depending on how many views you get, it's going to come back to how many clicks you get. So it really depends on the views. If you get a lot of views, you're going to get a lot of clicks. So that's, one way to make passive income. You create a video once, and if it's hot and people are watching it over and over again, you could constantly be getting paid. But honestly, you don't make a lot of money through the Google AdSense program for the clicks unless you're getting a ton of views. But there's a lot more ways to make money on YouTube through affiliate marketing, which is pretty much promoting products, putting a link down in the description, which I don't do. Creating your own products, maybe an ebook, or you get a big following and you create some type of product. So that's another way you can make money on YouTube, but it's an easy way to get started. You just make a video and, you start producing content and people are going to start watching it. That's the great thing about YouTube. There's so many people coming to the site. If you make quality content and, you put a little bit of effort in terms of making a nice title and, putting keywords in there so people could find it, you're going to start, getting views and eventually making some money, but it does take a long time. The next way that I want to talk about you could start making passive income, and it's something that I've been doing, is creating Amazon Kindle books. And I'm not actually creating my own books. I'm actually outsourcing this work and creating little niche topics, and I actually put it under a different pen name. Anything that I create on my own, I'm always going to use my own name, which I haven't done anything like that on Amazon Kindle. I've only created my own book, 101 Killer Clothing Brands. But pretty much with Amazon Kindle, you could write your own books. You could outsource the work on little niche topics, little 15, 20-page books, and, get the cover made, get the whole book created, put it up, and it can make you money over and over again for a long time. And, that's something I've been starting to get into. Just got this program, and it's really good. So starting to make a little bit of money, but I'll talk more about that later in the future just because I'm really not an expert really when it comes to that. But that is another way that you can make passive income online. The third way I want to talk about that you could start making money is by writing articles at article directories. So an example is examiner.com, and this is something that I actually don't do. I do have a few friends who write for this website, and they do pretty well. I guess the key, from what I understand, is writing a whole bunch of articles, and eventually you're going to get, you know, brought up more often in the search engine, and you're going to start making money from all the videos, and it kind of piles up. But you could definitely make money doing that. There's people who are making 30, 40, 50 grand a year doing it. But, you know, you've got to be a good writer. You've got to get accepted. Over at Examiner.com, you've got to actually apply and get accepted. So that's something that I might be looking more into in the future. But it's definitely something that you're going to have some skills in. So in terms of writing, so take a look at that. The fourth way I want to talk about is probably one of my favorite ways, and I've actually just recently done this with my latest book, 101 Killer Clothing Brands, and that's creating your own informational products. So that could be books, that could be videos, you could do a video course, anything. Just think of a product. You could create a product, any type of product. It could be an audio book, and the thing with that is you're definitely going to want to have an audience in place already. You want to have some followers, because it's going to be tough to create a product and just start selling it unless you have a lot of marketing abilities, which I don't. So I think the first thing you'd want to do is build some type of audience already by creating content, maybe through a blog, through a website, through YouTube, or any other platform like that. And the last way I want to talk about you can start making passive income, and I kind of just touched on this, is a blog. So pretty much what you can do is you could create content on there. You can get paid through Google AdSense, again, on the ads and whatever, but it's probably not going to be as much as if you would to do maybe affiliate marketing where you promote products and whatnot. So maybe you're in the eBay niche or the Amazon niche, and you could promote other courses. You could promote products that you use on a daily basis. The key with this, and I don't do this personally, but I will be in the future, the key with that is to not promote anything that isn't valuable, isn't something that you use, something that you know is, you know, really useful. Because if you start promoting other products that, you know, aren't high quality and people are getting upset, you're going to lose followers. People aren't going to be following you or, you know, watching your videos or going to your blog anymore because they don't trust you. So this is something that you're going to have to really be careful with. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. You learned 5 new ways you can start making money online. Of course, these are going to take effort. They're going to take research, and it's going to take time to build these things up. But if you want to start making more passive income and, you know, just start building up little side things, definitely take a look at these things that I mentioned: YouTube, Amazon Kindle books, article directories like Examiner.com, maybe creating your own product. And I didn't touch on this. You're definitely going to want to be an expert or have a lot of knowledge in the area, because you don't want to just create a product that isn't high quality. And last, a blog, and you can make money through Google AdSense or affiliate marketing, and I'm sure there's a lot more methods. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.